I'm Michael, the Transportation Services Supervisor with Roots Connecting Communities, joining you on the Questbus ahead of our trip to the food pantry today, and I'm here to answer a few questions about what our transportation service is really about. I think the biggest distinction comes from the fact that our team, our staff, our volunteers treat you like a genuine person. You're not just a number in the system. We're not just a taxi service. We're a group of hardworking staff and especially hardworking volunteers who make sure that we are all working together toward a common goal, making sure that nobody gets left behind. We try our best to connect everyone to their medical appointments, the grocery store, the bank, and our volunteers do it with such ease and compassion. They meet you where you are, they have a chat along the way, and a lot of the time they're actually your neighbors. They've shared this community with you for years and they're just looking to give back and make sure that nobody feels left behind in their community. Well, I think that a lot of people think that we have a system that just matches our drivers and our clients up like seamless work, but that's not true. It's a bit more of a puzzle that our staff is required to find the availability of our current drivers, meet that with local clients to make sure that our costs are staying down, and then making sure that the client volunteer connection is a good match. Have they had rides before? Were they successful? Do they have preferences about drivers? Are there certain vehicle types that work better for each client? Do the clients have medical devices? Do they need the accessible van? All of these things come into play when we're trying to figure out how to get a ride through the system. The other thing that comes into play is what volunteers are available. Now more than ever, we need more volunteers to support our transportation service to make sure that we are doing as much as we can to keep our community connected in a cost-effective, supportive, and compassionate manner. And that could be anyone who has a vehicle across York Region. To put it bluntly, we wouldn't have a transportation program if we didn't have volunteers. We have a group of at least 50 volunteers active each month on the roads, making sure that residents across York Region are staying connected. And without those volunteers, we don't move anyone. So in short, volunteers do everything. The one I'll pull from is a story that I heard that happened a few years before I was with Roots, but we have an ongoing client who's been with Roots for at least 10 years, recipient of ODSP, a lot of different medical appointments coming up, a lot of life's challenges. This individual is extremely sensitive to strong smells, perfumes, car fresheners, anything like that can be the difference between them being able to breathe and not. And one of our volunteers who received the ride request for this client, they took that information and they made sure to meet the client where they were. This volunteer really went the extra mile. They got fresh filters for their car, making sure that it was going to be the most comfortable ride for this client possible. And the feedback from that client was so heartwarming. She said that she has never felt so cared for, so seen, and so understood by somebody, and it's not something she ever expected from a transportation service. She has since been with Roots for I think 8 more years. She is still with us to this day, and that pair was inseparable. They got rides together all the time. If a ride came in for this client, we knew exactly who was taking her. They built a really, really strong and beautiful relationship because of it, and that kind of thing happens all the time between our clients and our drivers. The number one question I get that maybe is a bit of a misconception is, can I get a taxi? No, you may not get a taxi. We are not a taxi service. I think a lot of people see us as a taxi service just because of our reputation, but we are a charitable, nonprofit organization that uses volunteers in our community to get people where they need to go. We incur a cost for every single ride we put through the system, whether that's the cost to get the driver to the client's home and back, ensuring we can cut costs for our clients, or in some cases, covering parts or entire rides for clients who aren't able to afford it themselves. We are already more affordable than taxis. We're not here to support people who can take taxi. We're here to support the people who slip through the cracks. And that's why it's so important that we raise funds to support our services. We incur a lot of costs with our transportation program to get people where they need to go. And we want to continue to be able to do that. The dollars that you donate this month, this June, could have a big impact on that. I think that I can lean on keywords like reliable, compassionate, friendly, there for you when you need it. But if I were to describe it as a person, I think I would describe it as that friend that maybe you don't see all too often, maybe you do, but every time you get back together, you pick up exactly where you left off. Thank you for listening and for wanting to learn a little bit more about Roots Transportation Program. I've got to get off this bus now so we can get it in action for our food pantry run later today. But again, thank you. Bye for now.